Okay, so you can mute yourselves again, please. And now we're going to go on to the final act, Act 6, which is on page 41. And this time, okay, let me just see who we need. We need a Lamprecht, we need a Stella, and a Barney. Okay. Jordan, can you please be Lamprecht? Ryan, you can be Barney, and Amberley, you're Stella. Okay. Right, I'll set the scene. This is now Act 6.
I think somebody said, no. Yeah, Amberley.
Amberley, did you say you
Yes.
happy to be Stella?
Ma'am, yeah, but ma'am, she shows a lot of emotion. Should I also be yelling?
You're welcome to. Yeah. Just, you don't have to quite go as far as yelling. You can just raise your voice slightly. Okay. So we have Jordan as Lamprecht, Ryan as Barney, and Amberley as Stella. Okay, the wind howls as a storm approaches the island. Stella is anxiously working on Plyke's boat, hammering a plank into position. Okay, she's taken over from Plyke's. Lamprecht stands close by, watching her. Okay, Lamprecht.
This is madness, Stella. What the hell do you think you're doing? I told you I don't want trouble. Everyone on the island is laughing at us. Poor lighthouse keeper's wife has gone and lost her mind. Look at you. Where do you think you're going with that boat anyway? The thing's not even seaworthy. Stella throws a plank at him. He backs away. It's getting dark, Stella, and there's a storm heading this way. Come home, please. I need to get back to the lighthouse. There's a fleet of ships out in the bay.
Oh, go get your lighthouse. Go save the ships, you coward.
Now listen to me, Stella.
Tuka, Hamba.
Don't swear.
Tuka!
Will you just listen to me?
What? Speak.
We've been here before. We can work it out. It's an unfortunate thing that's happened, but we can work it out. You know that.
Unfortunate. The day I fell in love with you was unfortunate. Threatened him with the plank.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, you bastard. Suka,
We can move somewhere else.
you go. Find yourself another lighthouse. Get yourself another wife for all I care. I'm finished with you, Adrian Lamprecht. Resumes work on the boat, accidentally hitting her thumb with the hammer in the process. Damn! Sucks her thumb. Look what you made me do.
You're going to hurt yourself. Come home, now. Come, Stella.
Leave me, Lamprecht. Leave me alone. I'm finishing this boat.
So you finish it, and then what? You want to go out in the storm? You'll drown before you even get beyond the waves, woman. Where's the boat going to get you?
It's not about the boat. It's about me, about freedom.
Freedom from what?
From you.
You've got all the freedom you need, Stella. A burst of thunder in the distance.
Love, love, mock, mock. Stella knows what Stella knows.
Okay, can we stop there just for a sec? What Stella just said now, laugh, laugh, mock, mock. Stella knows what Stella knows. Where have you heard similar words before?
Pikeys.
Yep, good. So she's kind of adopted the same way of speaking and the same way of seeing the world. So it seems to indicate that she's also gone mad like Plyke's. But the question that we need to ask ourselves is, was Plyke's ever actually mad? Or was he just a victim of his circumstances and the way people treated him? And did he just sort of, because he was treated like a mad person, he eventually started behaving like a mad person? And the same with Stella. That's the playwright is not giving us very obvious or clear answers on that. We have to wrestle with those questions ourselves. Okay, so yes, Chido?
I would say Placky was like a victim of his circumstances, because at first he was told that his wife died,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't know if it was with Placky's when they were trying to escape, and then the other people drowned. And then he gets the first person who probably could understand him was Stella, and she tried to like um reach for him, and when he was going like getting closer to her, then he was torn from her by the act that Lamprecht made by cutting off his tongue,
Mm.
because the only way he could express himself was through either making the boat,
Mm.
and through his poetry. That's the only way he could like reach out to someone, and Stella was the only one who could understand him.
Mm. Very good. Excellent thoughts there. And yeah, he was only allowed to make his boat because Barney allowed him to. You know, it was kind of the favor of Barney that allowed him to build his boats. And so his speaking was really his only freedom that he had left. And then Lamprecht stole that from him. But now Stella seems to, we don't know how much Stella knows about what Lamprecht has just done during the night. But it seems like she's aware that they've definitely done something to Plakies, because he's not at his boat. He's not building his boat like he usually does. And maybe she witnessed him coming home. Maybe she realized there was blood. I don't know. But she's now speaking in very much the same way. Okay. So they're having this intense conversation. So Lamprecht looks up at the darkening sky overhead. This is now on page 43, the top of page 43. And he says,
I don't think you know what you're doing.
okay, Stella says, Amberley, are you there? I see a picture of Amberley, but I don't think she's moving. Amberley.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just be Stella until she comes back. I don't care what you think. Throws a plank at him.
Look, I'll speak to them. I'll ask the superintendent to release Plakies. They'll bring him back here and he can finish this boat.
Okay. This looks like Amberley's gone. Okay, Stella, you bastard. You asked them to lock him up, didn't you?
I had nothing to do with it, I swear.
She's back, fam.
Where?
Amberley, she's back.
I see she's back, but she's not on video yet. Oh,
There she is.
there she is.
No,
Amberley.
she left. Oh, really? Wait. Oh.
We're trying to do a play here, and our main actor just disappeared.
I can't see her then.
Oh, she's frozen again. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
So basically, Lamprecht is insisting that he had nothing to do with this, okay? Because he knows it's very upsetting to Stella to think that her husband hurt her friend. So then Stella, we got to the part there where Lamprecht says, I had nothing to do with it, I swear. And then Stella says, then Stella says, liar, I know you, coward. Okay, Lamprecht.
Can I go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm sorry, but you left me no choice. I was scared you'd get hurt, so I asked Barney to keep him locked up for a while. But they'll set him free when this is over. They will if I ask them, I promise.
Stella? Stella, do you want to take up from there? Can you hear us, Amberley? I don't think she can hear us. Amberley, give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. Okay. Can you hear us, Amberley? Oh, I'll be Stella. Okay. He doesn't need you to set him free. He is free. In Gaban Gaba.
You're behaving like that lunatic, Stella.
I'd rather be like him than you lot who stick people into asylums. Treat them like animals. Have those poor women at the bath told you how they get raped in there? Open your eyes, Adrian. Look beyond your jealousy for a change. Resumes hammering.
I'll listen to you, I'll swear. I swear, I'll listen.
Why bother now? It's too late.
It's never too late.
Gets up. Look out over there. Points towards the ocean. What do you see, Adrian?
Water.
Look closer.
I see an old shipwreck.
So she's pointing out the same things that Plaikie's pointed out to her. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So she says, why did you not save it?
That ship was wrecked before my time. You know I haven't had a wreck on my coast yet. Not in all my years as a lighthouse keeper.
Okay, let me just let Simon in quickly.
See, Nairobi's not Simon. So who's Nairobi?
Yeah, I don't know who Nairobi is, but anyway, hope they're enjoying it.
I asked them who they were. I said, "Who are you?" And they said, "I'm Nairobi." So
Could be someone we don't know, so yeah, that's a bit weird. Okay. Okay, so a lighthouse keeper's job is to keep the ships from being wrecked, right? So he's quite proud of the fact that he's never wrecked a ship. He's never allowed a ship to be wrecked on any of the coasts that he's looking after. But he has sure wrecked other things. Okay, maybe not ships, but he has wrecked other people's lives. Not in all my years as a lighthouse keeper, he says. Stella says, are you sure about that?
Yes.
Look at me. What do you see?
My wife.
Look closer, man. What do you see? What do you see?
What do you want me to see? You're beautiful, Stella. You're the most beautiful thing I've ever laid my eyes on, and you know how much I love you.
You liar. You see them. You see those other men, don't you?
Don't do this to me, Stella.
From Mossel Bay to Port Nolloth, it's all you've ever seen. Other men chasing after your poor defenseless little wife. Poor little lighthouse keeper's wife who needs to be careful, who needs to keep her eyes open. Well, I won't do that. Okay, mine says that twice, but anyway. Well, I won't do that anymore. I won't live out your fears for you anymore.
You put your arms around him and he laughed at me in my face.
Like I'm laughing at you now. Am I laughing, Adrian?
I love you, Stella.
Say it again.
I love you.
Put some feeling into it, man.
Damn you, woman.
See, you can't do it. You've destroyed every bit of feeling you ever had for me with your stupid fears. And now you want to hide me on this island from the rest of the world like Prospero.
I'm not Prospero.
No, you're worse than him, Adrian. You're a scared little man hiding in his lighthouse, watching the world pass him by. I used to feel sorry for you, but not anymore. I'm leaving as soon as I get this boat finished.
Where will you go, Stella?
As far away from you as possible.
I don't just sit up there in that lighthouse and do nothing. I think. I think about you all the time, about how we were happy once. Come on, Stella, help me. Help me remember how we used to go and dance. We were happy then. You loved me. Remember the day we met? You stood out there in the rain with your bags, and then that carriage came past, and you were covered in mud and we laughed. I took you to my place and had you cleaned up. Have you forgotten that too, Stella? Have you forgotten where you came from? How I saved you from the streets? It's not a sin to love too much, Stella, is it?
No, it's not. But you're blinded by your jealousy, Adrian. Then Barney arrives with the restraint jacket.
I brought the restraint jacket just in case. Is she all right?
Think, Stella, you must think.
Gives the restraint jacket to Lamprecht. Takes a bottle of chloroform from his pocket and dabs his handkerchief with a dose from the bottle. A small dose of this, and she'll drop like a horse.
You must be brave, Stella.
Stella, we want to take you to the infirmary.
Hold on, sorry. She
Right.
doesn't seem to hear you.
Thunder bursts again in the distance. God knows, no more running away, no more empty promises, cold embraces, no more waiting, watching my dreams and hopes just blow away. I must save myself.
We can try again, Stella.
Okay, yes, Chido?
Ma'am, so Barney is bringing the restraint jacket for Stella.
Yo.
But isn't she standing right there?
But like Lamprecht, he just I don't want to say confessed his love, but like, you know, love, yeah. He just said that he loves her. So why put her in a restraint jacket?
Because obviously something's happened. The way she's been acting probably still already from home, and the fact that she went to the boat and started banging away on the boat and, you know, acting like Pleitjies. Lamprecht is now seeing her as also having lost her mind. Even though he's talking to her and saying, you know, I love you, and don't you remember this, and don't you, all the way she's reacting to everything he says just keeps confirming to him that she's lost her mind, he thinks. So he obviously prearranged with Barney to come and with the restraint jacket to come and find them, and just to restrain her, to control her, you know. It seems as though Lamprecht really has a problem with letting people be the way they are. He wants to control them, even the way he's trying to persuade Stella now that, don't you remember how we used to be in love, and it all has to be on his terms, okay? He doesn't let Stella explain to him what the real problem is. He doesn't accept it. It has to be the way he sees it or not at all. Yes, I agree. It is confusing, but I mean, this is obviously the playwright wants us to just, be a little bit confused by this because, you know, especially if you're not like Lamprecht, you will be confused by his behavior. But if it strikes a chord with you a little bit, it makes you question yourself. It makes you think, do I also treat people like that? Am I very controlling? Do I let people have the freedom to feel about me the way they do feel about me, or do I try and force them to love me? You know, those are the kind of deep questions that the person who wrote this play wanted us to think about. Okay, so the chloroform is this stuff that is going to make her pass out so that they can more easily put the restraint jacket on. And she's now talking a little bit like Pleitjies as well. Think, you know, I must use my, it's a battle of the wits. It's a battle of being able to persuade these people that I'm not this way. But on the other hand, she doesn't want to just give in and comply and say, okay, Lamprecht, I will try again. I will, you know, go back to how we were, etc., because she wants a change. She wants something to change. She doesn't want to just keep going on for years and years and years, trying to be this wife to Lamprecht who always complies with everything he wants, and just stays at home and doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so then she starts speaking like Pleitjies as well. No more running away, no more empty promises, cold embraces, okay? So Lamprecht says, we can try again, Stella. The doctor just wants to see you. So we turn the page to the last page of the play, page 46. Stella says, she continues speaking very much the same as Pleitjies. Our lady's calling. Her hair blows fresh in the southeaster. Her sweet feet dangle in the waters of the docks. Old clock tower is ticking away. Laughs as if she is insane. I don't know how to do that. Okay. Barney goes behind her while Lamprecht approaches her from the front. You must think, Stella. Be brave. No more sleepless nights. No more loneliness. No, Stella. It's freedom. Hey, tough. Freedom. Okay, so now she's expressing what's on her heart, but obviously at the same time she's making it more and more obvious to Barney and Lamprecht that they were right, that she really has lost her mind. Okay. But she doesn't seem to care because, like I said, she doesn't want to comply with what they want anymore. She wants to be her own person. Right, so Barney says, Ryan.
We better get her to the infirmary. The weather's turning bad.
Wait a moment. Takes the letter from his pocket. Who is this letter for, Stella? I must know. Have you been writing to him in Port Nolla? Have you been writing him love letters all this time?
You still don't see it, you poor man.
Who are the damn letters for, Stella? Who?
My body aches for your touch, my love, your kisses in my neck and your hands on my breasts. For now we are separated from each other like this island from the mainland, and it will remain so until one day you too find your boat and return to me. Then she begins to cry. They're your letters, you fool. They were all written for you. Barney sees this as an opportunity to grab her from behind and covers her face with the chloroform handkerchief. Stella struggles to get out of his grip, but he holds her down until she passes out. Lamprecht remains fixed with the letter in his hand. Fixed means he's kind of standing like a statue because he suddenly heard something. She told him something that he never expected her to say. Barney takes the restraint jacket from him and ties Stella into it. In the background, we hear the horn of a ship blow as the stage darkens under the storm. The beat of African drums can be heard under the howling wind, mixing with the sound of the ship as it runs ashore. Okay, so there we have Lamprecht's first shipwreck. Okay, he's just said to Stella that he's never let a ship run aground before, but now he's preoccupied with this, and and we hear the boat crashing. Lamprecht remains helpless, and as the fog begins to envelop him, he lets out a cry of despair. The stage darkens. Right, Jordan, do you want to try a cry of despair for us?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, I have a quick question. Why do you think they made this play, set this play as the grade 10 set work?
I have no clue.
Don't you think the themes are a little bit grown up for you guys?
Yeah, yes.
No.
Well,
No.
no, not for us, but it's
Not
different
sure.
from other books.
No, it's. How old are you guys? Aren't you guys 60?
Yeah, 60.
Same age as you, so.
Ma'am,
Yes.
isn't it because the book holds like a lot of emotions, and it's like because from what happened in the beginning of the book, you wouldn't expect this to happen, like what happened like, at the end
The way
to happen when you started reading the book. So the book makes you think a lot, open, to like new windows and like what's going to happen. And like the book itself carries a lot of emotions like love, jealousy, people, those other feelings. I can't name all of them, but
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a maze, and it's just need to find your way out of the maze to see how the story is going to go about.
Absolutely. The play. Okay, so I have a secret for you, or a surprise for you. There are actually 5 YouTube videos. They acted this play. It was a short TV series in Afrikaans. Okay, it's in Afrikaans, but because we've read the play now, it's very easy to follow. In fact, you can have your book with you, And it's quite short. I think each video is about 10 minutes long. So it's 10 times 5 parts. I'll send all the links. It's called Ayden. It was probably made about, I don't know, easily 20 years ago.
Don't understand.
Or more than 20 years ago. So it does bring it to life. Okay, so a play like this, when you watch it, it makes you, as Chido said, it makes you think about how you would act in certain situations. If you were Plaatjes, how would you react? If you were Stella, if you were Lamprecht, do you recognize any of the qualities of Barney in yourself? And so I think 15, 16 is a good age for you to start thinking about, you know, how will you be one day when you fall madly in love with a girl? Will you allow her to the freedom to talk to other people? Will you get madly jealous? Okay, who do we have here on Nairobi? Okay, I'm just going to mute them because they're making a lot of noise. Okay. So even though you guys are too young to actually be those characters now or experience those exact things now, it sometimes is a valuable thing to just think about it. Understand the natural end of certain behaviors and certain attitudes. You know, sometimes when you start with something and you start with certain treatment of people, you don't realize you're going to end up in a certain place. So it's good to, in theory now, in fiction, it's good to have seen how these things play out. Okay, so that's why I think they prescribed this book for you guys. But yes, we're not going to spend the whole year on it. We just spend a short time on it. I'm going to send you the links to the Ayden, okay? It'll actually help you with your Afrikaans as well, okay? Because now you know the story, so as they speak, you will get an idea of you know, the Afrikaans way of expressing these things. In the Afrikaans play, Plaatjes is called Kaptein. But yeah, Barney and Lamprecht or Adriaan are the same, Stella's the same. They do change a few small things, but the general story is the same. So I was quite happy to find that there was a play, because plays really only come alive when you watch them. It's one thing to read a play, but different to read it, to watch it. Okay. All right. I think I had one or two other
Reichen
questions.
Yeah, Reichen's
Right.
gone.
That's
Reichen is
bombshell that she dropped at the end.
Already.
Okay, is Reichen gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bombshell that Stella dropped that made Lamprecht just stand there and was amazed, or was, what's the right word? Was shocked, basically, was that all the letters that she had been writing throughout the years were written to who?
Lamprecht.
To her husband, okay? In which Stella had obviously expressed her feelings to him, but she couldn't actually express those feelings to him out loud, because whenever she tried that, it just didn't work out, because he would always turn it into berating her for, why are you, you know, talking to other men, or he shouldn't have said that to you, he shouldn't have looked at you in this way. So in her letters, she knew he would never be able to read them because he can't read. So in her letters, she was able to express and kind of keep that relationship alive that they had originally. I think I might have to kick Nairobi off here because they're flashing so much. And I have had no confirmation that they are part of our group or that they are hearing anything. So I'm just going to...
Don't know narrow.
Okay. Because you say you did message them to find out who they were, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got nothing.
Yeah, Ryan did. Ryan did.
I said, who are you? And they said, I'm Nairobi. So
Isn't Nairobi a place?
Yep.
yes.
Where is Nairobi?
Yeah.
I don't.
In Kenya. It's the capital city of Kenya. Okay. All right, there's a lot more we can say, but for now I'm just going to send you those links and you can watch the play when you have time. And I'm going to also then start compile a set of questions on the play for you. Some of them will be contextual questions, so just who said this or who did that, you know, those kind of questions. And then there'll also be an essay question, okay, in which you get to tell me what you think and why and explain and whatnot. All right, but I think it'll help you to watch the play first on YouTube. But like I said, they do change a few small details because the play, because they shortened it, they left little bits of conversation out, but it doesn't change the overall meaning of the play. Okay.